Alright, so today's lesson is going to be on can you remind me after we're done with the lesson? And then we can talk about that stuff. I mean, like, the lesson should be 45 minutes. And so we should still have some time, yeah. Yeah, the lessons are supposed to be 45 minutes. Alright, coffee. Do you drink coffee? You don't. Really? At all? When was the last time you, like, ever? Did you ever drink coffee? And what happened? Did you get superpowers? Oh, well, it's not real coffee then. All right, moving on. All right, cool. So I wrote some words there that I saw you pronounce differently. Let me read the paragraph and see if you can pay extra attention to those words. Coffee is a brewed drink prepared from roasted coffee beans, the seeds of berries from certain Coffea species. I actually don't know how to pronounce that properly. The genus Coffea is native to tropical Africa, specifically having its origin in Ethiopia and Sudan and Madagascar, the Comoros, Mauritius, and Reunion in the Indian Ocean. I don't know how to pronounce those specific places either. I would have to look them up. Coffee plants are now cultivated in over 70 countries, primarily in the equatorial regions of the Americas, Southeast Asia, Indian subcontinent, and Africa. Equatorial, that's the one I noticed the most. Equatorial. Yeah, and then on origin, I noticed you put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. You said origin, I think, or something, and it should be origin. Yeah. Cool. Questions on this side? Okie dokie then. Moving on to the reading. Go ahead. Cool. So the word I noticed there was caffeine. 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 Like this. Caffeine. Yep. Cool. Questions on this one? Are those glasses that you're wearing for vision or for the sun? Do they get dark if there's sunlight? Because it makes your eyes darker. Maybe. Anyway, so now we have matching. I want you to read the paragraph, and then I want you to tell me which of the three it is, and then tell me which picture it is. Origin. Of Italian origin. It is espresso. It is. How did you guess? Yep. Oh yeah. They put a lot of pride into it. It's a big deal. Espresso is hard to make. I used to have an espresso machine. I used to make espressos. Have you ever tried making espresso? Yeah, it's difficult. It's an art. That's why there's so many coffee shops. Alright, go ahead and read the next bullet point. Cafetiere. Yep. Ding ding ding. 100% you win. Stars. If I had a button to give you stars, I would give you one right now. When I used to teach for a Chinese company, that's what I would do. And then they would say, thank you, teacher. Alright, so the word I noticed, cafetiere, but I corrected you on that. And then patented. Patented. I don't really pronounce that, yeah, that first T, patented. Patented. Yeah. Patented, yeah. Yep, you're right. So I'm sure you can guess what the last one is, but I still want to read it. Yep. And which picture? Yep. Questions on this slide? Alright. Now we got some questions. Do you drink coffee? Well, we already talked about that. I should just not include that question. But okay, the next one. What are some of the most popular ways of drinking coffee? Try reading the question too. Like instant coffee? What do you mean coffee machine? Yeah, so it has a filter where you put the coffee and then it drips hot water into it, right? So that's called a drip coffee machine. Those small ones that you just throw away. Oh yeah, they like drink like immediately, right? Yeah. So like bottles. I would say that the most popular, um, it depends on the area, right? It depends on the region. Because in America, it's definitely the drip coffee machine, but here in Europe, that's definitely not the case. Nobody drinks that kind of coffee here. They usually drink like French press or the Italian style. What are some other ways of drinking coffee that you can think of? Not like the end result, but like the way of brewing coffee. What are some different ways of brewing coffee that you know of? Let me see. So there's a specific machine that the Italians were use. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, I think later on I might mention it. When do people usually drink coffee? When do you think people usually drink coffee? Yeah, but it helps you wake up, you know? In your fingers on the camera. You need to wake up though, you know? For a non-coffee drinker, it's kind of hard to tell. Kind of hard to know. What if you have work the next morning? I see what you're saying. But see, the thing is, caffeine is very addictive, and because of that, it has a different kind of effect on you. And yeah, you can, but is it worth it? Why is it worth it? Why quit coffee? Okay, because of drinking coffee, but they say there's like science reports and articles that say that drinking some coffee in moderation is healthy for you. What about that? Okay, how about the coffee culture? If you want to meet up with someone, you just say, let's meet up for a coffee, right? The coffee culture. How about that? Isn't that nice? But see, the thing is, though, people like coffee, so it's a really good incentive for them to make it happen. You'd be surprised. I'm kidding. Yeah, maybe not, but you never know. Either way, there is definitely a coffee culture. Cool. Let's go ahead and move on to the next slide then. I got some more reading here. Go ahead, whenever you're ready. Good. Two words you pronounced a little differently than I do. Access. You said, yeah. Access. Yeah. And Portuguese. Portuguese. Like your chew. Yeah. Portuguese. Access. There we go. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. See, there's coffee houses where people congregate, talk, read, write, and entertain one another. Don't you? I mean, if you want to socialize, isn't that what you do, right? Why not? Have you ever done that before? No, but it's an excuse. You know, people need an excuse. When was the last time you went up and talked to a random person? Why did you do it? Yeah. I mean, what did? Yeah, that's very true. And how did you approach the person? Like, were they just sitting on a bench and you're just like, hi, or what? And how did you decide to talk to them? Like, is there some kind of hint that gave it off that they were worth your time, or was it random? Ah, I see. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Enough about this random encounter. Now some vocabulary. First word is cafe. Yeah, there's a typo in there. Should also be serves coffee and coffee-related drinks, or coffee-related drinks, either one. Next word is caffeine. Yeah, makes it sound so much worse, right? But you know, caffeine is also in tea, right? Yeah, like mostly black teas and stuff like that. Do you drink like tea with caffeine? Wow, impressive. All right, next word is congregate. Yeah, very good. Next one is Wi-Fi. Cool. You know, Bianca said the same thing. She said she wouldn't call it facility. But here's the definition of facility: a place, amenity, or piece of equipment provided for a particular purpose. Uh, like laundry service. A desirable or useful feature or facility of a building or place. No, Wi-Fi would be a piece of equipment, right? Because isn't it a piece of equipment? So it's an amenity. A desirable or useful feature or facility of a building or place, right? A useful feature. So Wi-Fi, I guess, is a useful feature, right? Facility, yeah. It's kind of confusing, right? other questions on this slide? Alright, now I want you to make your own sentences using the vocabulary words. Let's meet at the cafe around the corner. Yep, very good. Caffeine. Cool. Very good. Can you say that one more time? A lot of people congregate. A lot of people congregate those days in Cluj. I would change it up and say a lot of people congregate in Cluj. Oopsie. A lot of people congregate in Cluj for a few days during the Untold Festival. Well, the important thing here is that grammatically those days doesn't fit in the sentence, right? So you just need to try to insert the idea of like the number of days in a different part of the sentence. Try to think about whether you could put it after the noun or, you know, different areas. Even put it in the beginning for a few days. A lot of people congregate, but you know, that's not really that good either. A lot of people congregate in Cluj for a few days, right? I put it after Cluj because the people congregate in Cluj for how long? For a few days. When? During the Untold Festival. Okay, go ahead and continue with Wi-Fi. Sometimes not having Wi-Fi feels like not having warm water. Only sometimes though. How reliant are you on Wi-Fi? Let's say the internet. Do you ever go a few days without using the internet? Like, intentionally? What do you mean not possible? You should try it. I've done it before. Maybe you can find someone else that can do that for you while you take your break. What do you mean? Like, elaborate. And when you tell them they have to do something different, what do they say back? Pretext? I mean, yeah, they use excuses, yeah. They make excuses. And why did they make these excuses? Or, no, you're right, mindset issues, but it's easy to change their mindset, right? How do you, it is. And the biggest, okay, let me rephrase. Maybe you can't change the mindset, but you can change their mood, which makes it more likely for them to be in a certain kind of mindset, right? So maybe if you change their mood if you put them in a positive mood before you display an obstacle, they're going to be more enthusiastic about overcoming it. Do you think that would work if you put them in a positive mood before presenting an obstacle? Well, it's easy to put people in a positive mood, right? What's the easiest way to put people in a positive mood? Yeah, that's the easiest way. That is the easiest way. What kind of jokes can you spontaneously say? Yeah. There's all sorts of tactics. Yeah, but that's like completely unrelated to the circumstance, and they'll be like, what? If you can do something in relation to what you're talking about, then it's not going to appear to be forced. And when you do that, then it's actually funny and it's actually nice, right? Um, anyway, enough about that. Let's go ahead and move on to unscrambling. Yeah, so I want you to unscramble these sentences. A coffee house may share some of the. You need something here between the and characteristics. What word? What word do you think goes there? Same. A coffee house may share some of the same may share. Wait, same in there twice? It's not. A coffee house may share some of the same characteristics. What word do you think? No, go for it. Alright. A coffee house may share some of the same characteristics of is the next word. Hold on, let's take a glance at the answer key. So there's the first line. A coffee house may share some of the same characteristics of, and what did you say next? Let's see if that's right. Of a bar or restaurant. Close enough. Alright, next one. Duh. Yep. Need a hint? No. Coffee does not come next. I'm going to show you the first line. English words coffee and cafe. English words coffee and cafe. Would you say comes next? Derive. Same isn't in there. The English words coffee and cafe derive from the Italian word. And what's next? No. You already used that. Yeah, but there's one more word that comes before coffee. The English words coffee and cafe derive from the Italian word for coffee. Good job. How difficult would you say this unscrambling is? Okay. Alright, last one. Coffee. Good job. Coffee appeared for the first time in Europe in the 17th century. Questions on this activity? Alright. So we kind of talked about why people drink coffee. Let's talk about what are some alternatives to coffee. And what else? I mean, like, what can you drink instead of coffee? What else can you drink? Yeah, I guess water. Okay. Yeah, like energy drinks, black tea, there's also different kinds of teas that also have caffeine. But yeah, pretty much. All right, last question. Do you have a lot of coffee shops in your city? And how close is the closest coffee shop? Uh-huh. Shack? Like, maybe not a shack, but like a kiosk? Hut? Trailer? Yeah, I think there might be something more accurate for that, but I can't think of it right now. Cool. Questions on this slide? Alright. Well, that brings us to the end of the lesson. What did you think of this lesson? That's why I have, like, tea. Black tea. Because I also get sleepy sometimes. So why are you getting sleepy? Is it your diet, when you ate, how long ago you ate, if you exercised? That's why caffeine is useful, because right now you need energy. So what is the one thing you can do? Yeah? That doesn't You think that works? Does it work? Well, now you're energetic and stuff? Alright, but too bad though, because we already passed through the scrambling part, so it's not useful anymore. Okay. Cool. Alright, well, that's the end of the lesson. Let me stop recording and then